Good morning. Good morning. All right. I'm John Hochul, as was just announced. I have the honor of serving as chairman of the Board of Trustees of the New York Power Authority. I'm incredibly proud to be here today to not only welcome all of you, but most notably our new governor, Kathy Hochul, to our magnificent power project. Before we begin the program, I do want to acknowledge several people who have taken time to join us this morning. Steve Broderick, Town of Lewiston Supervisor. Please give Steve a nice warm round of applause. And representing Niagara University, our wonderful neighbor, literally next door, we have Dr. Colley with us. Doctor, thanks for making time. And representing our incredible partnership with labor, couldn't do it without them. They make it happen each and every day. It's Lou Fazzaroli, business manager with Local 2104. Lou, thanks very much. Governor Hochul and I have long shared an incredibly strong passion for the Buffalo-Niagara region. We're both from here. We call Western New York home, and we're both very, very proud to do so. And we've both invested years of time, effort, and energy to make sure where all of us live, work, and play is a better place for everyone. Hence, while fortunate to share the stage with her at numerous NYPA events over the last several years, it's a very real honor and privilege to have her here today, now as our governor, and for her help to help us celebrate the rebirth of one of our crown jewels, the Niagara Power Project. When this project was first opened in 1961, and President John F. Kennedy called it an example of the world of North American efficiency and determination. And now, 60 years later, we're even more proud that we're making a significant and unprecedented clean energy investment in this plant. So today we mark the first two significant milestones. One, the completion of the life extension and modernization of the Lewiston pump generating plant just up the hill from us, as well as the digitization of the first turbine unit under the Next Generation Niagara Modernization Program. Both of these initiatives will ensure NYPA's ability to continue to literally power economic growth and development across the state and remain a leader in energy reliability and resiliency. And as a result, this power project will be even better positioned to lead New York State and Governor Hochul's mission to decarbonize the power system and provide clean, renewable energy resources to New Yorkers for decades to come. With that said, I'm now very, very pleased to introduce New York's 57th governor, the leader of the state's ambitious and visionary plans for a carbon-free energy system, a tremendous supporter and advocate of the Power Authority, and a great friend to all of us in Western New York. Please join me in welcoming Governor Kathy Hochul. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John, for the fabulous introduction and the homecoming, the welcome that I always feel when I'm in this part of the state. And John, you have been an extraordinary public servant for many years, taking so seriously the responsibility of the stewardship of what we're doing here and so many other places across the state. So I just want to give you a round of applause for the leadership you've displayed as our chairman. And Gil Quinones, the president and CEO, we were just together in New York City a day or two ago. Yesterday, I don't even know anymore. It's been such a joy to work with you and to share your vision of the great potential we have of harnessing this power, not just to keep the lights on, but truly to fund incredible projects in every corner of the state. So I've shared in the work that you've done in places like children's museums and places all across, look at what's happening in Buffalo and Niagara Falls as a result of this, our hometown. So thank you for making sure that we spend all the money in the right places to help lift up people across the state. Let's give a round of applause. And Daniela Piper, thank you for the great tour we just did. My hair's a little messy. I had the helmet on a couple minutes ago, but this is not my first time here. You and Chris and others who gave us the tour. I came here as a tourist, a resident of this area with my family many times. I came here as a member of Congress and got the full tour of all the turbines and got the whole sense of everything that's involved here. I've been here even 5 years ago. I came to mark the milestone of the halfway point for where we are today. So I was so glad. I couldn't have foreseen 5 years ago that I'd be serving as governor for this milestone, but it's pretty good to be here. It's very good to be here. But also other partners, and that includes the amazing men and women of 2104, our great partners at IBEW. You guys do such incredible work. Lou, thank you for your leadership. Extraordinary, extraordinary. And I also want to point out something that most people do not know. The incredible sacrifices that were endured during this pandemic. Everyone's talked about the essential workers, and you think of healthcare. Yes, they're essential, the grocery store workers. But did everybody notice that their lights stayed on? The power continued to flow into your homes and your businesses during a global pandemic. Who do you think made that happen? It's the men and women, and many had to be sequestered literally for 30 days in trailers because we could not afford to have someone who knew how to unleash this power that is so necessary, the lifeline across the state. We couldn't have them go down with COVID. So they literally sacrificed 30 days alone away from their families to make sure they stayed healthy during the pandemic to keep the lights on in the state of New York. Let's give all the members of this family an incredible round of applause for their sacrifice. And why we're so excited about the clean energy opportunity afforded by this plant. I don't know that when John Kennedy made those beautiful remarks about this and the work that was done by 11,000 men and women, probably mostly men, but people who built this back in the late 50s and 60s. This was basically as audacious as the Erie Canal was when that was first built. When people said, are you kidding me? Can you really do that? And we got it done in 4 years. And that is still going to go down as part of the legacy of this incredible, massive facility that continues to be such an critical part of our states. Our state does not live without this facility. We cannot exist without this power. But back then, we weren't talking about how important clean power truly was for protecting our environment. We hadn't seen the apocalypse, which is now occurring in our country, in our nation, across the world because of climate change. It's been devastating. The floods, the storms, the raging weather, records being broken all the time, more water, more high temperature, more fires out west. It's been quite extraordinary. And I want to say that it's such a point of pride for me to know that in my home state of New York, we have been leading the way for generations. And it all started with the vision behind this plant that you are all part of. And it's also hundreds of thousands of jobs across the state reliant on this plant. So I am very proud to announce the completion of this 10-year, $460 million modernization of New York Power Authority's Lewiston pump generating plant. This now says we're ready not just for the 21st century, but beyond. And I want to let them know that we have state-of-the-art digital controls. We replaced 12 pump turbines that went back to the very beginning of this facility. Getting a little old, my friends. It was time to retool these pumps, and we got it done in this decade. We also said that we have to do more to digitize. We have 13 hydro-powered turbines right here, and we are launching the next generation plant, which is a $1.1 billion 15-year modernization and digitization program that's replacing aging equipment with world-class technology. Together, this represents $1.6 billion of clean energy infrastructure improvements. We may not live long enough to see the fruits of what we're doing here, but our children and their children will have a cleaner environment launching into the future in their lives as a result of the work that we're doing here, leaning hard into our clean energy opportunities. It's going to advance New York State's aggressive clean energy goal of transitioning 100% carbon-free by 2040, not 2020, 2040. And so we're going to continue fighting. Sometimes the rages of Mother Nature feels like she's getting the upper hand on us, but this is how we fight back. We build resiliency, we launch clean power, and we invest in projects like these, and I want to thank every person who is involved in this extraordinary decade-long journey to get us where we are today. But again, we're launching another one for the next 15 years to make sure that we are prepared for the challenges of the future. You, my friends, are all part of that incredible story, and I thank you for the role you play. Thank you very much. And with that, I'd like to invite up Gil Quinones to give and talk about in more detail what we're doing here. Thank you, Gil.
Thank you very much, Governor Hochul, for your kind words about the Power Authority and this Niagara Power Project. For those of you who are watching today, the New York Power Authority is the largest state-owned electric utility in the United States. We produce about 25% of all electricity in New York, 80% from clean hydroelectric power, largely from here, Niagara Power Project. And we also own and operate a third of the grid, the power transmission system. So think of NYPA as the backbone and the shock absorber of the power system of our state. This facility is often referred as the jewel in New York State's energy system, this Niagara Power Project. And we are thrilled, Governor, that you are here with us today to celebrate with us and recognize those people who have completed this vital work. Governor, when you came here in 2017 to celebrate the halfway point of the life extension and modernization for the Lewiston pump generating plant, you inspired us to do similar work at the project's bigger generator, the Robert Moses Power Plant, where we stand today. You encourage us to take the idea of life extension and modernization to a higher level. As a native of Western New York, you fully understood the significance of this great asset, not only to the region, but to the entire state. Fueled by your inspiration and support for our work, we developed our Next Generation Niagara program. With Next Gen Niagara, we are more than extending the life of New York's largest renewable power plant. We are transforming the way it works, applying the latest digital technologies so that it can become even more reliable